Okay, hello everyone. Um, I wanted to make a quick video here on MELI and then a couple other stocks to show you how to really kind of sit and wait for something to develop on the chart before you get involved. And it's really knowing what you want to see and then taking action after you see that. So I'm going to show MELI as an example. It's a stock I'm in. And then show another two stocks that I'm watching, stocking to get that entry that I would like to see, the low risk entry that I always talk about, and that's AXON and IOT. So we'll talk about three stocks here quickly. Sorry, my voice is still a little bit not recovered. So let's dive in. So disclaimer, just needed to put this on here. Please do your own due diligence. This is for educational purposes only, not recommendation to buy, hold, or sell anything I talk about. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started with MELI. The way I'm going to do this is we'll start with market smiss. Um, let's do one thing. Let's kind of walk through the timeline with MELI and when did I start um, following the stock. The stock been on my list. I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. The stock had been on my larger watch list since this time here, back in June, even back here in March. I traded it, not successfully. And when it started underperforming the market, so you see this RS here, week after week after week after week down, um, I removed it from my list. It didn't really make it back to my list until it rounded this bottom here, and it was starting to show relative strength um, to the market and its group. You see these lines going up. So put in this cup here, 22% deep, 11-week cup, straight from the bottom to the top. I don't buy them, and it attempted to break um, that base here. And obviously it failed and went back testing the 10-week MA. If you look at my timeline on Twitter, I posted about this on August 12 when it attempted to break out and then failed right here, right? Pointing out the rest on the daily, then the failure. This is where I got really interested in the stock, and we'll go to Trading View and take a look at that quickly. But this is when I got interested. Now I sit and watch for a low risk entry for what I would like to see before I get involved. Okay. And then a few days after, on August 16, I said, MELI is back to support, right? Right here. So now I am really interested. And we'll talk about this piece here because there was a setup here that never triggered. And that's why it's important, especially in um, weak markets, not roaring bull markets. You have to wait for the setup to trigger. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. So that pulled back the support, and that's really when the stock. And then I posted again on August 26th, said it pulled back to that 10-week MA, and I'm really interested here. I'm just trying to wait for it to give me what I'm looking for before I enter. So stocking it day after day, week after week for it to unfold, being patient, being disciplined, and waiting for that opportunity to strike and get in on a low risk entry. So let's take a look at this on the daily here and see. Well, before we go to the daily, um, MELI obviously on my list because these numbers, right? Um, EPS, sales, future growth, return on equity, 29, funds increasing, RS recently going up. Um, and then you see this right here. I want to point that out here quickly. I do study the weekly basis, so let's point that out. Right here, you see this candle right here. This looks like hammer, right? There's no open here, it's just close price, low and high. But you see how the stock broke I believe this is the 40 week, which is a 200 MA, um, and then rallied and closed all the way at the high on increased volume. You see the volume here above the average volume. Even though this is a red volume, that is supportive action. That is good action. Institutions came in and supported the stock and bought it back up, and that was really the bottom of the base. Okay, and then when it pulled back on the weekly to the 10-week MA with a weakening market, it was outperforming the market on the pullback, and then it was pulling back on low volume. Okay, and this is your volume dry out here before the big turn. Okay, so I wanted to kind of point that stuff out before we go to the daily. So let's go to the daily now, and then take a look at where I bought this and what I was looking for, right? So let's remove some lines here just to clean things up. This is just my old stuff here, okay? Um, so this was that cup breakout that you guys saw on Market Smith, okay? Don't buy them like this. I need them, quiet them down. Um, if you guys watched my unbalanced volume, um, last week, you see how unbalanced volume making new high before price. Look where the unbalanced volume and look where the price is compared to the previous high. What does that tell you? Right? Institutions quietly accumulating the stock. Okay, so um, so that's a good sign. I like to see that. RS line here, outperforming the market, outperforming the market. Okay, and then I'm watching the pullback. Here's your wave one, and then I wanted to see another wave, right? Or cup with handle, right? They're all just semantics, right? Whatever makes you feel better, uh, go with that. It doesn't really matter. It's just simply selling. This is wave one selling. This is wave two selling, shaking weak hands, and then this is the move up. So I'm watching this go up like this. I wanted one more check-in before I buy it. So here's where um, traders that bought this got hurt. Obviously, if you bought this and you have any sense of risk control, you will be stopped out. This day right here is where I was interested in getting in. Um, Low volume and sitting right above the 21 EMA. It never triggered. It triggered on the other side, and they're powerful when they do that too. So trigger on the upside or trigger on the downside. This gap here was a little warning, so it wasn't too happy about that piece here, but it never triggered and never got into the position. No harm, no foul. And then you can see it's pulling back on lesser and lesser volume. Okay, and then got uh, big burst here to the upside. That's just wedging up too fast. Corrected. This bar looks scary, but it's really not. Look at the volume on that bar, on this bar right here. Very, 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 very low volume. So it's not as scary. Finding support around the 50, 50 turning from red to green. Okay, positive. 50 is rounding right here, so that's positive. This day right here is the pivotal day right here. Um, it is a quiet day. It's right at the 10-week MA, this gray color right here. And then this is the 21 EMA. Okay, closed right above that, bounced off of the 10-week MA. But look at the volume right here. That's your tell. Okay, extreme dry up. Look at this volume on this day. The lowest volume, small range candle, lowest volume. That is your low risk entry right there. What is that stop? That stop above the high to the low, 1.6%. to the recent swing low. You got this one or you got this one, 4.25. My stop was right here because I like tight stops. I like to try the stock multiple times. That is tight. That is, if you don't know what you're doing, that is way too tight. But this is exactly what I'm expecting the stock to do. When they quiet down like this on low volume in a healthy base, I expect them to go the next morning when they trigger. And that's why my stop is is very, very tight. Okay. I'm not messing around. I'm not playing around. They either go or they don't. I've been watching the stock day after day after day after day after day, and I want to go in. So that was the stop limit. Like I said on my previous video with the IBD meetup, I don't play around. If I want to own the stock, I want to own the stock. There's going to be a stop limit in the market. So got triggered without me looking. I own the stock. Sold just a little bit tiny here. I am up tenfold on my risk. So let's just do the quick calculation here. 1.6, 1.5 stop, 1.6, and then the stock is up 13%. Okay, so what is that? 8, 9%. If I use my Fibonacci, um, here, let's put the stop here, and then the entry right here, right around the open, and then you got your 1R, 2R, 3R, 4R, 5R, 6R, 7R, 7.5R. Okay. So that is how I got into MELI. Okay, so that's MELI right here. So let's quickly, and then you guys know that I am in array, right? Um, similar pattern, similar stuff, right? With I talked about that. Entry here. I have not sold anything on array. I would like it to pull back here. Give me a pullback entry. Similarly with MELI, now it's on pullback watch. I would like to see this pull back here. Let EMAs catch up, so I'll be watching it for the lead. This is need at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days here to round up before start heading back higher. This is not a buy here. Okay, so the other two stocks that I've been watching, I've been also posting about on Twitter. AXON. Okay, let's go to the weekly. AXON. Here's your base. It's cup base right now, 24% deep. Lots of blue skyscrapers. Fundamentals, always. Growth. Return on equity that is high. Composite rating 99. EPS 99. SMR rating A. So firing on Arthur and then EPS growth 40%, 39%, right? Rounding. So here's your uptrend, and now rounding that base, and now starting to outperform the market after underperforming for a while. Okay, so am I a buyer here? I put it on my list here, and I also tweeted about it on that weekly chart. So I've been waiting 1, 2, 3. This is week 3. Never really gave me a way to buy it here. It was okay on this day, this setup, but the market really wasn't strong. This is why I stayed aside, and it did the fake out here. So I did not get caught in this, and this is why it's important to realize what the market is doing in the market environment. Never really kind of set up here the way I wanted, so I'm still watching this. I would like to see this quiet down a little bit, right? Surrounding up the base. Here's your 1, here's your 2, and then maybe right here we'll have a 3, right? Whoops. We will have 3. Okay. So I'm waiting for that pullback. See if we get it. Another way again to look at it, just tighten, right? And then before it goes. So let's see if we'll give us that. So that's one. And then IoT, obviously, everybody is looking at IoT. Double bottom, beautiful volume, volume drying up, when it's put in the base, blue dot, meaning breaking out from a base and RS going into new high. Awesome sales. Just want going to be profitable next year. Actually, it was profitable this earning report. Again, lots to like here. So did I buy this? No. I'm going to be waiting for what I always wait for, low risk entry. I posted this on Twitter. You guys saw that on Twitter. I posted it right over here when it was taken off and breaking out. There was NVIDIA reporting that evening, so I stayed aside. Market was not doing well either, so I stayed aside. So you're gonna miss them when you decide to step aside and let the market tells you what it wants to do. I'm in other stocks, that's fine, no big deal. I'm in Array, I'm in MELI, it's not a big deal. You're not going to be in every one of them. So now this is on pullback buy. Okay, so this is again nothing new. This is your one. Maybe we'll get two, or maybe two, and then up, right? So it's pullback buy. We'll see how it's set up. I have no idea how it's going to set up. This could just go, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. There's going to be tons and tons and tons more stocks. So just like I watched MELI, I'm going to be watching AXON, and I'm going to be watching IoT for pullback buys, low risk entry pullback buys. So know what you want to see, know what you want to wait for, and just kind of sit and wait for it. So hopefully that helps. And you guys have a good weekend. Thank you.